So close, so fucking close for Ireland for an absolutely dream result against France in the Aviva Stadium to kick off our Euro 2024 qualification campaign. And Ireland have lost 1-0 at home to France in their first game. And to be honest, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to be positive and set a positive tone in this video because I'm sure a lot of, if not most, Irish fans will be doing the same thing, because I do think there was a lot of positives, certainly more positives than negatives. Obviously, the only real negative for me anyway is the result and the fact that we took nothing from the game. But I think if you watched that game, anyone with two brain cells would be able to tell you that we matched France. Ireland, little old Ireland, who have been absolutely useless in the last 20 years in international football, have matched the World Cup finalists, and 5 years ago they were World Cup winners with some of the best players in the world. They've got world-class players, top-class players all over the pitch, and Ireland have matched them for 90 minutes. And I know we were at home, and I know we had the home advantage on our side. On paper, in terms of the personnel, in terms of the fact that, like I said, we have been utterly useless and a laughing stock in international football, especially in recent years, we had absolutely zero right to go toe-to-toe with this France team, and we really did so. We worked our absolute socks off. Every single one of those players that stepped onto that football pitch with an Ireland jersey on them should be absolutely immensely proud of themselves. They absolutely gave 100%, and we are proud of the team, I think it's fair to say, as Ireland fans. And it definitely does show some positive signs in the future now. And our next game is against Greece away in June, and then we play Gibraltar at home, so 6 points from that one, from those two games, would be absolutely massive in terms of opening the door for us to get into Euro 2024. And Holland have beaten Gibraltar by 3-0 today, and we saw as Holland got absolutely smacked by this France team, who we did go toe to toe with today and only marginally lost, and to be fair, were quite unlucky to lose the game given the fact it was an individual error from Josh Cullen and an absolute thunderstrike from Pavard from completely out of nowhere. I think it's fair to say that this international break, if nothing else, has given Ireland fans like myself a lot of hope and a lot of optimism that we can nick Holland to that second place in the group to qualify for Euro 2024. So as Ireland fans, we're very optimistic now, and we can be proud of the boys for what they gave us today after that win against Latvia during the week. And you know what? The reason why it's so frustrating is because as I said, it's a goal that's come from absolutely nowhere. We were in control. We looked assured on the ball, which, when have you ever said that about an Irish team? Probably the first time in our history we've actually looked competent and composed in possession, and then that one lapse in concentration, that one individual error, which obviously top-class players are going to, punish you for if you make them, and then Pavard with just an absolutely beautiful strike. A second goal for France. He only does worldies for France, this fella. And the fact as well that Nathan Collins' header in the last minute, I still don't know. I think I will go to my grave not understanding how Mike Maignan has managed to claw that out with the top corner. And you see Nathan Collins going up to Maignan at the end of the game and just literally going to him. How did you save that? I don't understand. Get him drug tested, because I don't know how the he's managed to claw that out. And that was limbs about to ensue there from Nathan Collins. But in the end, I think it goes to show with the goal we conceded and with that save from Maignan that it wasn't meant to be for us today in terms of the result. But like I said, the performance was enough to, make us optimistic going into that next international break in June. And you know what? Before we get on to individual performances, because there's a lot of individual performances I want to, praise in this video overall, but I want to give the collective unit and the team Stephen Kenny set out with overall a lot of credit, because I think the shape defensively out of possession was absolutely brilliant in terms of the fact we were compact, we were organised, we were structured, we timed our breaks well. And one thing I was so happy and proud to see as an Irish fan, for once in my lifetime, we actually looked, as I said, assured in the ball, composed in the ball. We weren't panicking in possession, we weren't rushing things in possession, we weren't just hoofing the ball up for the sake of it, trying to, just hoof it up to Evan Ferguson or Ogbene. And we actually looked like a team for once in my life that were actually proactive, not just being reactive and being counter-attacking. And look, obviously we didn't dominate the game in terms of possession. I think we had like 38% possession, but in terms of the chances we created, I think it was pretty even. We matched France in terms of the shots we had overall, 11 for 11. And overall, I think it was really refreshing to see Ireland actually have a go for a change, especially against these bigger teams, being proactive. I think if there was one thing to improve on in terms of our in-possession play, I think we need to be more potent, I think, in the final third. We need to be more efficient with our final third phases, because there was a lot of times we broke into the final third and it was almost like a deer in the headlights, where we went, oh my god, we actually have a chance to shoot against France here, what are we going to do? But I think that once we get that mastered and once we click a little bit more, and especially with Evan Ferguson, once he really starts to grow in this Ireland role up front, I think we could really be a dangerous team. And don't get it twisted, lads, not many teams are going to want to play Ireland now, especially the big teams, because we have proven under Stephen Kenny's tenure, even though we started off his tenure absolutely horrendously, we have developed a little bit of a knack for being a problem for these bigger countries. In those two games we played against Portugal, particularly the 2-1 in Portugal when we absolutely dominated the game for 90 minutes and Ronaldo just did his thing twice and got a 2-1 win for them. Tonight as well against France, a very good France team where, like I said, we matched them man for man, and yeah, I thought we were absolutely brilliant in terms of the fight we showed, the desire, the character, the leadership, and yeah, just the performance overall in the football we played. So no team is going to want to play us because we do cause problems, especially for those big nations, like I said. I think as the game went on, particularly in the second half, I think we began to get a little bit more lethargic, but I think in the final 10-15 minutes of the game, we started to get a little bit of spark going. There was chances for James McLean, there was a few balls whipped into the box that maybe we could have done better with. There was a chance for Alan Brown on the edge of the box where he kind of swiped at it. And then of course that Nathan Collins header in the last minute, which, what can you do? It's a world-class goalkeeper making a world-class save. But yeah, like I said, just in terms of the way Stephen Kenny set up, I think he deserves a lot of credit because he's taken a lot of stake in his time as Ireland manager, and I think that tonight and against Latvia he deserves a lot of credit for the way he set up this team and the way he's built this team, because let's not forget as well, this is an extremely young Irish team who are only going to get better with players like Gavin Bazunu in goal, Nathan Collins, Dara O'Shea, Josh Cullen, Jason Knight, Adam Ida, Chidozie Ogbene who's 24, Evan Ferguson. We have a lot of young players here and we're constantly growing more players. You see Kevin Zeffy coming through, you see Festia Basele coming through, Justin Ferizai, Rocco Vata. We've got a lot of young players coming through, and yeah, it's really, really exciting to be an Irish fan right now, seeing all these players come through and the team that Stephen Kenny has built, if nothing else, in his Irish tenure, because he's really refreshed the squad and completely refreshed our identity as a squad. So yeah, Stephen Kenny's got his flowers. Now it's time to give the flowers to the individual performances on the pitch for Ireland today, because there was quite a few. First of all, Jason Molumby I thought was absolutely superb. The passion he showed, the way he got around, the grit. I thought he was really intelligent and showed a lot of intelligence in his work off the ball in terms of, you know, fouling players at the right time and winning the ball back, and yeah, just getting around the pitch absolutely brilliantly, and yeah, really showed exactly what we want from Irish footballers in terms of the fact he gave absolutely everything and left absolutely everything he had out on that pitch tonight, which is all we can really ask for as football fans. It's the absolute minimum we can ask for from our team, and that's exactly what Molumby, and to be fair, everyone else gave tonight. I think Chidozie Ogbene obviously got man of the match. I think he was absolutely unbelievable in terms of the fact that he ran the lines. I think he made things happen out of absolutely nowhere. He pressed like an absolute motherfucker on those France defenders. Teo Hernandez is going to have sleepless nights for the next week or so with what Chidozie Ogbene did to him tonight. I think he absolutely ran Hernandez ragged. I think the back three were absolutely solid, in particular John Egan, who I thought was absolutely brilliant and, you know, showed exactly what we wanted in that middle centre-back position in terms of how defensively solid he was. I thought Matt Doherty was brilliant. I thought Seamus Coleman was absolutely insane as well in terms of the leadership, the experience he, you know, brought to this Ireland side. Gavin Bazunu did what he had to do in goal. I think Josh Cullen, despite the individual error, you know, was actually decent, to be fair, and I do feel bad for him because it's an error that pretty much anyone could have made, but he did have a decent performance besides that. I thought Jason Knight was really good once again, like the full Ireland midfield, to be fair, in the full Ireland team. I thought he ran his absolute socks off tonight in that more advanced role for Ireland tonight, and yeah, it was a bold shout for Stephen Kenny to put Jason Knight in the team, especially given the fact he didn't even get a run out against Latvia during the week. But I think the game plan was simply to, you know, have energy and a lot of legs in that midfield, which is exactly what Jason Knight, Jason Molumby and Josh Cullen gave you, and yeah, I thought Knight and Molumby in particular absolutely ran their socks off for this Irish team tonight. And yeah, like I said, it gives us a lot to be optimistic about now going into the next international break. Our next game now is against Greece away from home on the 16th of June. Then we play Gibraltar 3 days later at the Aviva. So hopefully now we can get 2 wins from those 2 games. That's the minimum I want now, and get our Euro 2024 qualification campaign off to a flyer, because believe you me guys, this second qualification spot behind France, who probably will win the group, let's be honest, it is there for the taking. This Holland team are there for the taking, and our home and away legs against Holland in this group are going to be absolutely pivotal. But we do then as well have to take points off the smaller countries as well and win those games against Greece and against Gibraltar, because as Irish fans we've known that we have been pretty susceptible to that in recent years in terms of dropping stupid points against the likes of Georgia and Luxembourg and those kind of teams. So we really do need to take 3 points off Greece, 3 points off Gibraltar home and away if we're going to have any sort of chance of getting through in this group. But yeah, just to conclude, absolutely, you know, optimistic, even though the result didn't go our way, and it would have been absolute limbs and one for Irish folklore if we did, you know, get a point from the game at the very least, which it did look like we were going to do until that absolute thunderstrike from out of nowhere from Benjamin Pavard. But nevertheless, like I said, a lot of positives to take from this game given the fact we were playing one of the best teams in the world. And yeah, we go back to club football having made a very good account of ourselves, as Chidozie Ogbene said in his interview after the game, and yeah, we can finally be refreshed as Ireland fans, having actual Irish players playing for our nation now, giving 100% with actual quality, and yeah, playing some football which is not only brave but also also, you know, competent in possession, which is something we haven't seen from an Irish team, I think it's fair to say, probably in the history of the country. So yeah, a lot to be positive about. So yeah, Irish fans, let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts were on this performance from Ireland overall. Are you optimistic? Are you positive? Or are you negative overall about the result? I'm fairly sure most people will lie in the first category in terms of the fact that we will all be positive about this performance and our chances in this European qualification group. And yeah, leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. That would be massively appreciated. We are closing in on 2,000 subscribers on this channel as soon as we bloody well possibly can. So Irish fans, my fellow Irish Dons, help me out on this one. Help a brother out. I will be doing lots more Irish content in the future. Trust me on that one. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. You'd be an absolute legend. And yeah, I'll chat to you guys later.